You're listening to iFan Sports Talk Radio. And now, live from Studio 215 in Low Country, South Carolina. Welcome to the Live in 5 show with your host, Nikki Fu.
Welcome, everybody. This is your host, Nikki Fu, Live in 5 show, episode 23, where we recap Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals. What a game it was, folks. And the Washington Capitals take a commanding 3-1 series lead heading back to Vegas for Game 5. And Brandon Holtby, what another dominant performance. Vegas made it interesting in the end, bringing it within to 4-2, but the Capitals scored 2 late goals and poured it on 6-2, and they take the series lead 3-1. Washington Capitals, folks, are 1 game away from their first Stanley Cup Finals, Stanley Cup championship. So, questions are, where did the Vegas offense go? It has seemed to disappear since the second period of Game 2. The team doesn't seem to be in sync. To me, it looks like they have just run out of gas. The Stanley Cup playoffs are grueling, and I think it just caught up with them, and it just looks like the Capitals want it a lot more. Role players have just seemed to picking up the play in the last 2 games. One role player to really mention was Devontae Smith-Pelly, where he scored his 6th goal of the playoffs to put the Caps up 3-0. The scoring started off today with TJ Oshie at 9:54 in the first period, a power play goal set up by Kuznetsov and Backstrom. Tom Wilson at 16:26 got his 5th goal of the playoffs, made it 2-0, and then Devontae got that goal right at close to the end of the first period from assist by Niskanen and Ovechkin, made it 3-0. And then second period was a little quiet. The Capitals went a while without a shot on goal, almost like 9 minutes. But then again, they came back, and Karlsson scores a power play goal, puts them up 4-0. And right around that time, the Capitals only had 9 shots on goal and scored 4 goals against Fleury. So, really, what's wrong with Fleury right now? We don't know. Like I said, maybe he ran out of gas too. But the third period was really interesting. No scoring until you got into about 5 minutes into the period. James Neal scores his 6th of the playoffs, and Riley Smith comes right after that, about 6 minutes after that, makes it 4-2. The arena got really quiet, and then Kempny on a 4-on-4 after Wilson and Reeves got into it, puts the game pretty much on ice at 5-2, and then Brent Connolly seals it with a 6th goal of the playoffs, 6-2. Washington Capitals, 3-1, 1 win away from the Stanley Cup Finals. But all these Capital fans know they have seen it before. They've been up 3-1 in a lot of series in their history and blown it. It's always difficult to get that 4th game. And now I think Vegas, how does Vegas respond going into Game 5? Back at home? I think they're going to respond pretty well. I think they know what's at stake. If they can sneak that game out, get it back to a Game 6 in DC, I think anything can happen. Vegas losing now 3 in a row. I don't see them losing 4 in a row. I think it's going to come back for a Game 6. Can they pull off a Game 6 in the Capital One Arena? I don't think so, but we'll see what happens. Also, can Fleury regain his old form? He has he's below a 900 save average right now. At once, he was considered a Conn Smythe favorite. Now, who do you think the Conn Smythe front runner is? Please message us on Twitter. Tell me your thoughts, and I'll mention your suggestions or candidates in our next podcast. You can find us at Twitter at iFanTalk. You can also comment on our Facebook page where our show right now is live by searching us by hashtag iFanTalk. Please follow us on each page. We are also on YouTube, iHeartRadio, and you can find our podcast on the iTunes Store too. This is your host, Nicky Fu. And finally, how can Vegas solve Holtby? Holtby, I think right now is the Conn Smythe favorite. I'll give him a little edge over Ovechkin, but you've got to believe Ovechkin's going to get the Conn Smythe, that the Capitals win this thing. So those are just my thoughts. What a game. Hockey season is almost over. It could end 2 nights from now. So again, tell us your thoughts. Please message us on Twitter. Follow us. And I will mention your comments on our next podcast. This is your host, Nicky Fu. I will see you folks all down the road.